What's up, traders? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to go over AMC after an absolutely monster day, ending the day up 13%. This is something we went over on Saturday's video, looking at what we saw coming in the week ahead, all the different bullish indicators, and we kind of saw that come to fruition today. So we're just going to kind of focus once again on those technical indicators, see where they stack up, see where I think AMC is headed tomorrow's trading session and for the rest of the week. This is a really exciting video, so let's strap in and get right to the analysis. So, looking at AMC's chart on the daily, I mean, we're seeing a lot of positive movement and a lot of positive things to kind of take away. So, we started the day down here, and right away we saw a great gap up here. And we were able to kind of stay above this resistance line I drew out on Saturday's video. And then we were able to start making a move into the high 11s or the low 11s, rather. This was another resistance level I talked about in Saturday's video. And at first, we broke above pretty strong. We went to retest it, and the initial test didn't go so well. We broke below and we had to recoup. We had to consolidate a little bit, and we consolidated. We started moving sideways, and then we retested this resistance level around the 1120 range. And this time we were able to break above, and we were able to keep going all the way into this new kind of support level we have here at 1186 before finally coming down, ending the day at 1148. It's a great range to end the day at. Looking at the indicators, first off, we can take a look at VWAP, the volume weighted average price. That's this yellow line. We did close above the VWAP, which is a good sign for the bulls here. It means that the bulls are in control heading into tomorrow's trading session. Next up, we also want to take a look at the 21-day EMA, the 50-day SMA. Those are kind of the intermediate level moving averages that I like to use as a trader to tell us whether we're in bullish or bearish territory. And as you can see, after the movement today, the EMA and the SMA are all the way down here. The purple line is the 21-day EMA, and the light blue line right here is the 50-day SMA. And all AMC did today was just continue to gain ground over those indicators. That just goes to show how strong the bullish movement is here. This is something I would expect to continue to see happen over the course of this week. Right now, based off those indicators alone, things are looking very, very bullish. We'll hop into volume and a couple of other indicators later. But just continuing to look at this chart, let's take a look at now where some of our key support and resistance levels are. So the first support level is going to be right here at 1122. We charted this one out on Saturday, and yeah, it just continued to hold true. These low 11s are a tricky range for AMC, mostly just because if we back up a little bit, here we'll go to the 30-minute. If we back up a little bit, we can see, right here when we made a move up, right here when we made a move up, the low 11s were a very tricky range for AMC. So it was very, very positive to see AMC break away from that zone today for the first time in over a month. However, we also have some other support levels lower if we do retest tomorrow and we can't hold. We have this 1075. I'm actually going to move this up based on today's action to right around 1085. As you can see, initially when we gapped up, we tested it, and then we also tested it coming down after we broke the 1122 resistance. So that's going to be our next level of support. After that, it really starts to go lower to the 1044 range, the $10 range. However, based off all the price action happening today, I don't suspect those levels being tested. I really do think that, if you're not just holding the stock um, forever, if you're a day trader or a swing trader, that after the 1084 mark, AMC would actually kind of start to turn bearish. And at that point, you should probably consider exiting your position. But like I said, I think at the most, given how bullish everything is around this stock right now, we're going to test this 1085 before resuming some bullish activity and moving upwards. So now looking at resistance levels. So we're going to zoom out just a little bit here just to show you guys actually how high up these resistance levels are and how much AMC can start to move if we break some of these key resistance levels. So first off, 1186, that was the highest resistance level that we kind of fought today. We pretty much touched it, double topped, and then went down and consolidated a little bit heading into close. But I would expect a retest of this come tomorrow morning. And if that breaks, we have very little resistance all the way up into the mid 12s, after that into the 13, 20 range, after that into the 14s. And if we break the 14s, which was kind of a big resistance spot the last time AMC had a move up this big, we could really start flying. First up would be 1620. After that, the $20 range. And after that, I mean, it could go as high as you guys want it to. So, that's very exciting. We see the support levels are super tight here. Meanwhile, the resistance levels, they offer a pretty big gap in between them, and we should be seeing those gaps continue to get filled as AMC's price rises, and that's something to be very bullish about. Other than that, on the chart, not really much. I can kind of go over how I played AMC today. That might be interesting to people who also day trade. I'm not somebody who sits and holds stocks. I'm in and out of stocks quickly. I play the setups. I went over on Saturday's video that AMC had a super bullish setup. So I was watching it going right into open today. And open right around 10, the 68. Keep in mind, my support level was down here throughout the day at 1075. So it opened up right next to this level. So I decided to get into it right away, see if it can hold this level. And it did. And it was staying above and went all the way to test this 1122 support and went above, went below. And I was not happy with the way it retested support and it kind of broke below. So I actually exited my position here at 1115, thinking that we would get a retest of 1075 before moving back up. And that's kind of where this 1075 support being inaccurate kind of came back to bite me, because the real support line should have been right here at 1085. Had I had it right there, I would have definitely bought a lot of shares right here and just rode it out throughout this wave as we retested and broke this resistance here in the low 11s. However, I was just waiting for it to go all the way back down to 1075. And that's my mistake. So I flagged it here. I should have bought in shares here, but I ended up not doing that. And I just pretty much just had to sit back and watch it go up all day without having a position. So that's unfortunate. But, to everybody who holds this stock to their grave, congratulations, because, we did see a good bounce off support here. And then we saw it continue to rise and rise and rise. And, this is all just very, very positive movement heading into tomorrow. Tomorrow, I would kind of expect, one of two ways we can open. Normally after AMC has a move up this big, it tends to go test some support levels. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the morning we started off by testing this. But, given the influx in volumes we saw today and given just the overall positive sentiment and bullish indicators, I would expect to see a bounce off support. And then at that point, we're going to go back and test this resistance. And I mean, it could really go either way, but I do think that there's a lot of positive momentum. I do think that the stock needs to be higher. So I'm planning to try to enter right here. I'm planning to watch how it battles with this resistance point, and then I believe it will break it. And then we're going to move all the way up into battling with the mid 12s. So am very optimistic of where AMC goes tomorrow. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. This is all just, my opinions, and I encourage everybody to do their own research and their own charts. But this is kind of where I see it playing out. Just a couple of other things to look at before I wrap up this video. Looking at the unusual options volume, this is something we discussed on Saturday's video as well. You're seeing a lot of bullish activity flowing in, a lot of people buying calls or selling puts with large volume. I mean, this was just kind of how it was flowing in all day, selling puts, selling puts, selling puts, buying calls, buying calls, buying calls. So, a lot of the big whales, a lot of the institutional investors are also very bullish on the stock right now. And one last thing we got to take a look at. I mean, this was absolutely huge. We talked about how market sentiment was increasing. People are going to start to buy more stocks. Volume is going to be pouring into AMC. And that's exactly what we saw come to fruition. But people who've been in the stock for a while know that this is just, a, I mean, this is really nothing compared to what we've seen in the past. And I believe the volume will continue to increase. I believe we'll go back to having those $100 million or 100 million share volume days. Um, and so, this is definitely a good first step for the first day of the week, but I just expect it to continue. And I don't see any reason to be skeptical on AMC right now. It's treating this price action very well. It's respecting the support levels. It's continuing to push up. It's continuing to get volume. It's continuing to stay above the moving averages. And so, with all that being said, just let me know if you agree, if you disagree, if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, throw me a subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And other than that, have a great rest of your night and good luck with the trading tomorrow.